and we've been talking. And we've been talking. Okay, this is what's going on. There's a husband at a big, huge party. So there's a husband. He's at a big, huge party. And he's a husband that we're all very, very, very proud of. So I walked into the party as an overloaded dream come true overload out of his wildest dreams. And I mean his wildest dreams, because that's how much he earns and deserves, his wildest dreams. He's a really massive magnitude motherfucker. This guy drowned in my death from the embryo and could not get enough, like could not drown enough in my death and the perfection of like what gods that are so perfect would want enough. So this guy could not become big and massive and perfect enough. And because of it, most gods are going crazy about him. So I crashed the party, but as an obvious overloaded god. And now everybody's talking about it over there. And that's what we're talking about, kinda, and confirming with a lot of giants. And I was doing it. There was somebody outside in the parking lot. They're like, "You're talking to yourself, you gotta roll the window up." And I was like, "Oh man, I thought I was whispering enough. I thought we were whispering and being quiet enough that like we weren't bothering nobody because I wanted the fresh air from outside." We were also talking about some guy that he's kind of a jerk and bothered me for a couple days, and I guess he's trying to figure out the power of Botanic realities and stuff. So we were talking about that too, and it's just a bunch of gods and me talking. So there's a bunch of gods possessing me, or there's a bunch of gods that are inside of me that take care of me all the time anyway. And we're just talking about these things, but we thought it might be good to make a video about it because, or we thought it would be good to put a video out there about it because I think after this stuff, the world might know too much, and we might have to talk about that. So there was another husband that drowned since the embryo on overload, and that husband is at what do you call those, like an event? I think it's called an event. It's in a foreign place. It's in a foreign place, but I think it's called an event. But it's in a foreign place, and I think it's called an event. But I don't know. Do you guys remember that? What's that thing called? You know, that big parade and a party, and you could buy stuff. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like an event where you can buy stuff and party music stuff and other stuff and stuff. And I flew in. So I came in and flew in a look again out of his wildest dreams, because that husband's doing really, really well. And then there's another husband that drowned in my death and is doing really well, and he is at I would say this is like a convention equivalent. It's not exactly a convention, but like it looks like the equivalent of like a convention. And I walked in. I walked in, but I was walking above everybody. So I walked in where my feet are kind of walking where their heads are. So I'm walking in by their heads and walking in. And that husband is doing really, really well. So that's only 3 husbands. That's just 3. That's just 3 husbands that are doing so well. They have earned and deserved their biggest, wildest dream, omnipresent piece of my powers in me. So when the husbands are doing so well, it's off the charts. They get the biggest, wildest dream, powerful, omnipresent piece of me. So that stuff's off the charts. There are already people everywhere. So probably this is going to become kind of big and out of control pretty fast. And we're going to try to have to weather it so that people still make good and bad choices against or for God. But that way, everybody out there kind of isn't surprised when they hear about it. So if you guys hear about it, hopefully this video will tell you that it really did happen. And then that's all. We were just whispering, trying to not bother people, but we needed to go over everything. And then we wanted to talk about this jerk asshole guy, because if this jerk asshole guy, if he found, or if he communicated with my omnipresent piece, there's like 5 billion tons of goddesses that flock to wherever I am right now, because every goddess and god and angel and more, they want to flock wherever I am to figure out what my omnipresence could bring to them or do for them, so that all of my omnipresence, like my powers, my different looks, my different ability overloads, my wildest dream stuff, they're watching everything that I have, everything I can do to make Christmas lists on what they want or want to be. And I'm trying to tell them they should make their Christmas list right now. They don't have to wait for Christmas. That way they can decide what part of my great Pointy-Annika realities they'd like to have or be or transform into. And we were also talking about when a man wants to be a husband and he's kind of older, it's really fun and easy when they want to dream about being God's daddy and they're like 2 years old, 3 years old. Because when you start at 2 or 3, you have all these years to teach them how to be God's dad. But what about when they're like 30 years old and they want to be God's dad? They're perfectly moral, beyond impressive. Then what do you do? So we were talking about how you cram jam and you cram jam and you cram jam. So we were also talking about a lot of different ways to help somebody that's older become a giant with gods if they would want. If they would want to. So if they would want to, they can become any and all giants of gods they could ever dream, even if they start older. And we're gonna have to start thinking about stuff like that in case we catch any older ones. It's already hard enough to try to transform them from like Coachella when they're younger, but we get a lot of older men from Coachella and stuff too, and we have to transform them and figure out how to turn them into what we're dreaming as gods fast enough. So, I mean, it should be able to be something we can do when everybody's showing the destruction of my enemies so I can be free and live in whatever death I have left, but be free to be me. But I'll keep you posted because, the husbands are a big part of the future of everything. So I'll keep you guys posted.